Women, as the Chinese proverb says, hold up half the sky. Women hold up half the sky, but yet in our modern world, they own less than 20% of land. They hold up half the sky, but still 60 million girls worldwide are not receiving an education. Women hold up half the sky, and still over 300,000 women die each year from preventable pregnancy-related diseases. Discrimination against women is only one of the many problems which planet Earth faces. In 2015, the UN passed a development plan comprising of 17 distinct headings. The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, aim to create a world free of hunger, poverty, disease, and inequality, a world whose economy can grow and prosper without depleting its precious, limited resources. As I will argue, gender equality is not just one of these goals. It is at the very core of achieving global change. How can we achieve these goals when half of the world's population is confined to a disproportionately small share of global resources? When women are forced to remain on the sidelines of world history, when they are excluded from their fair share of the sky. Here, ladies and gentlemen, are some of the facts. In many developing and poor countries, where agriculture is the most significant part of the economy, women make up a greater percentage of the workforce than men. According to the World Bank report, in the Middle East, twice as many women are employed in agriculture than men, and in Southeast Asia, 1/3 more women are employed in this sector. The World Bank estimates that improving access to resources for women could increase agricultural production by over 4% in developing countries. When women in Malawi and Ghana had access to the same resources, such as fertilizer and seed, as men, maize production increased by over 15%. Achieving gender equality would increase the overall productivity of the economy. There is still a significant disparity in pay between men and women in developed countries as well as developing countries. According to the Indian Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare, in 2015 to 16, male workers were paid on average 29% more than female workers. In one Indian state, the discrepancy was as high as 136%. If this disparity could be reduced, and if barriers that discriminate against women employed in some sectors were removed, labor productivity could increase by as much as 25%. Jideka Hari, the president of the Youth for Technology Foundation, said, "If Nigerian women had the same opportunities as men, they could drive up GDP by $13.9 billion. If we achieve gender equality and provide both men and women with equal opportunities, we will increase food security, reduce world hunger, and also greatly increase economic growth, aiding in the goals to reduce poverty and unemployment." It is clear that if we want education for all, the fourth Sustainable Development Goal, gender equality is vital. However, gender equality can also improve the quality of education. For example, a study conducted in New York State, where participants and their parents were interviewed at different ages, showed that the educational status of the parent when the child was at a young age greatly impacted the future occupational and educational status of the participant. Parents with an education are more likely to encourage their children to pursue an education. Educating and empowering women will improve global health and well-being, the third Sustainable Development Goal. Educating women lowers their risk of contracting various diseases, including HIV, reduces pregnancy-related health issues, and reduces infant mortality. Depriving girls of the opportunity to get a primary education negatively impacts birth rates, health education, and good health practices, according to a 2011 report from the World Health Organization. Every day, over 800 women die from preventable causes related to pregnancy and childbirth. Gender equality is also an important part of getting clean water and sanitation to all, which is the 6th Sustainable Development Goal. In developing countries, where access to clean water is often limited, women are in charge of obtaining water for the family. Many girls and women walk for miles every day to get water, reducing the amount of time that could have been spent on education or employment. Every day, they have to choose whether to go to school or to provide their family with water. They have to choose whether to go to the toilet during the day, in the open, or go at night and risk rape and assault. Since many schools don't provide private toilet facilities, many girls are forced to drop out. Because the issue of water and sanitation is so closely linked to gender equality, improvements in gender equality can result in improvements in sanitation as well. In a program in Bangladesh, where cash incentives were offered to schools to increase the number of girls attending, schools invested in toilets as they knew that girls could not enroll without being offered private sanitation facilities. Women need the safe housing and transport system that Goal 11 envisages. They are, in fact, the greatest stakeholders in the creation of sustainable, safe cities. According to the 2016 Irish census, 84% of single parents in Ireland are female. Because of this greater involvement in child raising, women depend more on access to public schools, safe cities, healthcare, and adequate housing. As the World Health Organization says, when mothers have greater control over resources, more resources are allocated to food and to children's health and education. While gender equality does not directly contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals regarding the environment, a society that embraces gender equality is more likely to be open to changes that encompass saving our Earth for future generations. Achieving gender equality is not just about reducing inequality and creating peace and justice, the 10th and 16th Sustainable Development Goals. It is a part of every single one of these goals. If we want the women of the future to hold up the sky, we need to enable girls today to reach for the stars. Thank you.